Okay, story time. Story time. Okay, before then, I did had a remember I had a contract that I made a video about 6 months ish maybe, saying that I never got a schedule. I couldn't get a schedule. Okay, we'll talk about that contract. And in the midst of that contract, remember I also said in that video or in the previous video, my staffing job won't give me the hours, right? Well, put two and two together, I was working for the same company. And I did not know that I can do that. I've been told we couldn't. But I've been told that you can, but if you in-house pool with the company and not staff, you can get a contract like that. So therefore, I did that. I was PRN with the company, but at a different facility wise. And in the midst of all of this, see, I was going back and forth. Even though one was local, real close to me, that I can get there in 20 minutes, about 10 minutes, really, to 10 or 15, about 10 minutes, really. And the other one, and it will take me 25 minutes to get there. Yeah. So, in the midst of me doing all of this, I was asking for my login, even though they was using the same charting system, point click care. Majority, a lot of people using point click care. Okay. So, in the midst of all of this, me trying to get a login, I couldn't get a login. I guess they found out. Even though I'm nowhere alone with that company, and I was keep saying, can I get a schedule? And you, at the travel company, well, the one travel company with the, when I got the contract for the same company, and I told my company, my travel agency, I'm with the company already. And he didn't really ask me if I was staff anything, and I said I'm with the company already. But I also mentioned too, in our school, so he said that should be fine. It was more if he was trying to force the issue, and that's when, like, a couple months later, that's when I got a new recruiter. That part, okay. But in the midst now, since I'm thinking about it, and I'm going ahead and tell y'all, since I was already staff and I couldn't get too many hours, and we had a new scheduler too, I don't know, she was trying to find out why she see my name so many times in the system. It wasn't saying at this company, at that location, because I was in the hospital. In-house pool can bounce all around, and that's what I was doing at the moment. But I was also with another temp service going to the other location too as well. So you see my name so many times popping up. The PRN job see my name a lot, and the contract see my name a lot in the system. So I went to the other facility as well. They had 5 locations. But I was bouncing around to grab my hours, to get some hours. If you can give me the hours they here, I'm going to move around to go to your other local facility. But when I got to temp service number 2 at that time, they had hours at the other facility. And at the midst of that, I was grabbing the hours with the temp service that had that contract that way. So, with my PRN job, my DON came to me and asked me why I'm going to bounce around, for they facility wise to get hours. And I literally said the schedule act like she couldn't give me no hours. It's been 4 times I got bumped over agency, and I'm in-house pool. She knew that already because you mentioned that when I came in and asked for, can I have my login number and my login password at that time. And you was training her, and you was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I agree. I said, yeah. So when I asked, can I have a double that next day, can you put me on for the double if that's okay with you? You said, yeah, you go ahead. But then you approve it. And then when I look back, it was not there no more. So the DON got mad about that part. Because she's like, yeah, you asked for a double. I say, yeah, I asked for a double. But my name was not on the schedule for a double. I only did one shift. So she kind of like override you and you the DON. So yeah, so she went back in and put me for 4 more doubles and wrote don't override me. So at that time, the days that I was there was scheduled at the PRN, I always want to do a double that way for I have to move over. So if I'm scheduled for at the PRN job, I ask for a double right off top already if I can move out agency out the building a little bit, whatever day that was. And most agencies didn't want to come in dark. There's maybe 4 of them don't care for third shift or don't want to be on a certain unit, and I knew that was the unit that I had to be on. So I had no problem because I had a routine down pat. I was over there for first shift, so therefore I had no problem. So I did a double. So I have my days scheduled, as in I have a schedule, or I write on a piece of paper. I made this too before. Since I'm PRN at one job, I have a schedule on the days that I work at there. So if I'm there, I do a double. My off days, I do at one of my other temp service job that was at the other facility. So I do a double. And then for the contract, when I was still trying to get a schedule, a set schedule, and I couldn't never get a set schedule, and then you want to keep writing me up saying I'm supposed to be here, and I keep saying how I'm supposed to be here if I never got a set schedule. Make sense to me. And then the DON from there, she's like, what are you talking about? You got a schedule. This schedule ends on this day, so how would I get it? And so when she called the scheduler at the office, she said what she said? What she said? She did give it to me, and I asked her, what do I look like? Boom. So therefore, that was going. They tried to end my contract. Well, they did end my contract because of a schedule issue. I was keep calling off, and I said I couldn't keep calling off. How do I keep calling off? I'm trying to get some hours to work, and I never got the rest of the month of a schedule. This schedule ends maybe on the 10th. It was, I want to say it was from April, the 3rd week of April to the beginning of May. That's how that schedule was, and it ends on that Saturday. So I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I knew I was supposed to go back Monday, but when I went in Monday, as I did a pop-up on my Monday, I was not on the schedule at that time. So when I did the contract, I was not on the schedule. And at that time, I had to keep asking around who was a DON or who was a supervisor. They didn't really have a supervisor at that time. So therefore, I gotta keep asking for a schedule. I'm gonna find my hours somewhere elsewhere. So between the PRN now and the temp service and my PRN, that's how I was maintaining my hours. So they actually try to forfeit my contract after I appealed it. Once I appealed my contract and telling her I have to keep calling, texting, email, and for a schedule, and then she keeps saying she out of the office, and I never got an email. I mean, you have my phone number, you have my email. So you saying you couldn't find my name? That didn't make sense. You said you couldn't find my name, but I was always in your face asking for a schedule or pick up extra days. We met for the first time when I said I called you and I said I'm running late. I just left my other job. And I'm on a freeway. I'm halfway there. I'm 10 minutes out. Not even 10 minutes. So when I came in and run into the building, you was right there as a scheduler for the child contract. And you said you don't know me? Come on, make that make sense to me. But in the midst of now for all of this, long story short, the travel contract in my PRN job found out that I did a contract and I was working with both. And that's when basically they fired me. Tried to. Well, the contract, they end the contract and then they terminate me because they said falsified in employment. Something like that. And I was like, huh? How you falsify employment? But it was when I went back to the handbook, it didn't say that we could do a contract and work a PRN. So the only reason how they fired me is because I was doing a PRN at one facility, a contract at another facility, and another PRN at another facility. These 3 PRNs at these 3, that was where my name was at. So my PRN main staffing job that's how they tried to terminate me like that. That's how they terminate me. And then my agent, the temp service, the agency, the travel company, terminated my contract. So when I brought it to my travel company, and they said they couldn't do that. My point exactly. So when I brought it to his attention, I got majority of my money back because he was short for it. He was like, call them until I ain't for keep calling somebody. And if I can't keep getting a contract, I'm not for to sit at home and try to figure when I'm getting a contract or if I'm for be on a contract at all. I'm supposed to be on a contract for 13 weeks. I'm more at home than there. Make that make sense, right? Right. So he said, did you call? Can you give me? I said, we did this already. I did this to you. I sent you all these documents already. I sent you the text and I sent you the emails already. So if you erase that out your phone, re-upload it out your phone and send it to whoever that you need to send it to. Because me keep sending you this does not make sense. And he's like, why I had this conversation before? Because we had this conversation. I reached out to you before. If I'm supposed to be on a contract with them, why are we taking so long to get a schedule? If the schedule ends already, how do I know we're not supposed to be at work? I did pop up Monday, and I was no needed. But again, since I work at the staff and PRN, the temp service, and the contract and the staff and PRN, that's what in my contract, and that's what in my employment. But my other PRN job didn't care. They were still keeping me because I was hitting them doubles like clockworks. So this is your girl, Latanya. Click subscribe, leave for notification. That is my story.